Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to talk all about the brand new Marvel Rivals update, which officially kicks off Season 4. And wow, there is a mountain of stuff to unpack here. I'm going to go through everything in a really casual way. I'm just hanging out with you, chatting about the patch, because there's so much to talk about. And honestly, I think a lot of players are going to find something in this update that speaks to them. Whether you're into new heroes, fresh cosmetics, quality of life features, or just some new modes to break the routine. So let's start with the big headline. The thing everybody wants to know about. The new hero. Angela is officially here, and she's bringing that Asgardian presence into the game. She looks fierce. She plays like a real heavy hitter. And she's not just some copy-paste character. She's got her own style, her own flow, and for players who love picking up someone who feels unique while still fitting into a Marvel squad, she's going to be a fun addition. And it's not just Angela dropping in. She also brings her own set of costumes, and one of them is a reward tied into ranked play this season. So, if you've been looking for that extra motivation to grind ranked, Angela's Syriana's Silver look might be it. It's a smart move because it gives players a reason to keep pushing forward through the ranks. Speaking of ranked, let's talk about how the reset has been handled because that's another area a lot of people were concerned about. Whenever a new season starts, people wonder what happens to their rank, how far back they're pushed, and what they need to do to climb again. This time, they've done a reset where most people will drop around 7 divisions. So let's say you ended Season 3.5 in Diamond 1, you're now starting Season 4 in Gold 2. That gives you room to climb, but doesn't wipe away all your progress. It feels like a balance between rewarding effort and making sure the competitive ladder stays fresh. And the rewards, like I mentioned, aren't just cosmetics. They've got nameplate frames, new crests of honor for high-ranking players, and that Angela costume for folks who grind hard. So it feels like there's something meaningful to chase, not just bragging rights. Now, I know cosmetics are a big deal for a lot of players, and Season 4's Battle Pass is packed with them. The theme this time is called Fruit of Immortality, which sounds mysterious and kind of epic, and the pass has 10 new costumes included. These aren't just recolors either. They're full-on designs that make your heroes feel fresh. And the Battle Pass, as always, is more than just skins. You've got sprays, nameplates, all the little extras that give you more personality in the game. What I like is that it seems like they've thought about variety this time, so you're not stuck with just one style across the whole roster. There's a sense that each hero featured in the past has something that really fits them. But this update isn't only about heroes and skins. There's also a massive chunk of new features. And honestly, this is where things get really exciting because it feels like the devs are really listening to player feedback. For example, the emoji wheel has been reworked. Before, it felt kind of clunky and limited, but now it's expanded, giving you more slots and more situations where you can use it. That sounds like a small thing, but in a game where team communication can make or break a match, having better tools to express yourself, even in fun, silly ways, adds to the experience. Then there's the costume rotation system. This is one of those features that I can't believe wasn't already in the game. Basically, you can now set it so your hero rotates between costumes automatically, instead of you having to manually swap every time. It's a little touch, but it keeps the game feeling fresh. Imagine playing Thor and sometimes you load in with one skin, sometimes another. It just adds that variety without you needing to think about it. And let's talk about voice chat changes. They've introduced new options for squad voice chat, so you can decide if you just want to hear your private squad or the whole team. I think that's a great addition because sometimes you just want to coordinate with your friends without the chaos of randoms chiming in. It's flexibility, and in competitive games, flexibility is king. There's also a feature where you can toggle custom ability visuals, which is wild. Basically, you can choose whether you see other players' flashy ultimate effects. I know a lot of folks with lower-end systems or who just get distracted by all the fireworks on screen are going to appreciate that. It helps reduce clutter, makes it easier to focus on what matters, and just gives you more control over your experience. One of my favorite small details is the friend suggestion system. Now the game will recommend friends based on who you play with often, your playstyle, and even the heroes you pick. That feels like a great way to build squads organically. Maybe you ran into someone who plays perfectly alongside your main, and the game just nudges you to send a friend request. It's these little social touches that keep communities alive. PC players got something extra too, the slow walk option. It's a tiny quality of life thing, but adds flair when you're walking around, showing off skins, or just trying to look cool in the lobby. Speaking of the lobby, they've also updated the team lobby presentation with entrance animations for everyone, so it feels more cinematic. That's one thing Marvel Rivals has always nailed, the sense that you're part of this superhero spectacle. And little touches like this reinforce that vibe. Another great addition is the gallery cards. On PC and PlayStation 5, you can now download them in HD. So if you're the type who loves high quality character art or you're into content creation, that's a nice extra to have. It shows the devs know how much people love the visual side of Marvel. And here's something competitive players will love. Disconnect Pause has been added for custom games and tournament rooms. That's huge for the esports side of things because now if something goes wrong, you can actually pause instead of having matches ruined by a DC. It's a small detail, but for serious players, it's a lifesaver. Now let's move into the modes because this is where the fun factor explodes. They've expanded the arcade hub and introduced new permanent modes. One of the big ones is Conquest Annihilation, which is basically a straight up fight where the first team to hit 50 eliminations wins. It's simple, it's chaotic, and it's perfect for players who just want to throw down without worrying about objectives. Then there's Free Fight, which lets you play without hero restrictions, but with a couple of bans per team. That's a clever balance, because it means you can have fun experimenting, but still avoid the most broken combos. And they're bringing back some fan favorites like Clone Rumble and Giant Size Brain Blast. So the arcade hub is going to feel fresh every time you log in, with different experiences rotating in. Matchmaking also got a refresh. Now you can select 1 to 6 modes when queuing, which is great because it gives you control over how much variety you want. Plus, you can queue with any number of friends, no matter how big or small your squad is. That's another step toward making the game more social and less restrictive. And the hero proficiency system is being fine-tuned too. You'll still gain proficiency with your picks, but there's a daily cap to keep things balanced and prevent burnouts. Now, what about the store? Angel's arrival naturally means new bundles. She's got a Skull 2099 costume, an emoji bundle, and a Cerulean Lightbringer outfit, among other goodies. That's on top of all the seasonal cosmetics in the Battle Pass and events. Speaking of events, the Scroll of the Immortal Beasts event is going on where you collect badges and unlock an Ultron Wasteland robot costume. That's exactly the kind of extra challenge people love to grind for, because it feels tied to the season's theme. And if you're into Twitch, they've got drops running from September 12th through October 10th. Rewards include Blade's Will of Galactic costume and other bundle goodies. It's a smart way to tie the community together, encourage people to watch streams, and get rewarded for being part of the ecosystem. Of course, no patch would be complete without fixes and optimizations. They've cleaned up the pre-match hero selection wheel, making favorites easier to use. The career page has been tweaked so your stats display more cleanly. Visual bugs like Winter Soldier's arm issues have been fixed, and Star-Lord's ultimate no longer locks on through cover. Plus, they've gone through maps and some cleaned up terrain glitches that could trap players. All those little fixes add up to a smoother experience. What I love most about this update is that it doesn't just feel like content for the sake of content. It feels like the devs really paid attention to what the community wanted. People were asking for more variety in modes, they delivered. People wanted rank to feel meaningful, they added rewards and reset logic that makes sense. People asked for more communication tools, better lobbies, more customization, and all of that is here. It feels like a step forward for the whole game, not just a content drop. And let's be honest, that's what keeps games alive.